Good morning, everybody. So I want to take a problem from page 41. I'm looking at number 35. We have 3 times the secant of 180 degrees minus 5 times the tangent of 360. And the first thing we need to think about is kind of like drawing a basic sketch of our unit circle and putting in the 4 basic points that we're going to need here for our angles. Remembering that the cosine of theta is the x value and the sine of theta is the y value. So first thing I'm going to think about is the secant of 180 degrees. I know that secant is 1 over the cosine of theta. So off to the side here, I have secant theta is 1 over the cosine of theta. So that means the secant of 180 is going to be 1 over the cosine of 180. So because the cosine of 180 is -1, we really have 1 divided by -1, which is -1. So we know that the secant of 180 degrees is -1. The next thing I want to think about is this part of the problem, 5 times the tangent of 360. So I'm looking over here at this point, 360 degrees. I know that the sine value is 0 and the cosine of theta is 1. So the tangent of 360 degrees is going to be the sine of 360 over the cosine of 360. So since the sine of 360 is 0 and the cosine of 360 is 1, we have 0 over 1, which is just 0. So now taking these values and subbing them in, we're going to have 3 times the secant of 180, which is -1, and then minus 5 times the tangent of 360, which is 0. So we have -3 minus 0, or just -3. And so that is going to be our answer there. Let's try one more. Let's try number 40. Number 40, which is the sine squared of 360 degrees plus the cosine squared of 360 degrees. So again, we're thinking about where these points are on our unit circle, and we see that we have the ordered pair 1, 0 for the cosine, sine of theta. So if the sine of 360 is 0, and because the squared, so sine squared 360 is like saying sine of 360 squared, and then we have plus the cosine of 360, which is 1, so we have 1 squared. So 0 squared is 0, and then 1 squared is 1, and so our final answer is going to be 1 when we simplify that.